Klaipėda. Oh, Klaipėda. We can undoubtedly claim that it is the best town of our life. Why? First of all, it's our hometown, the place of feelings and memories, the place of the child. What is more, Klaipėda was called as a town of winds, winds of change. Useless to say that Klaipėda is the seaport which is situated near the Baltic Sea. We know from the history that it was the kingdom of Prussia and the town of German Empire. During the times of German Empire, our modern Klaipėda had another name, Memельбурга. But today we are going to give you a lecture about Klaipėda and Klaipėda's country. Our purpose for today is to tell you about monuments and sculptures of this fascinating town. Everyone who lives in Klaipėda has seen a great amount of monuments and memorials. The vast majority knows that these monuments exist, or just draw attention to them. Unfortunately, few people know the history and assignment of these works. So, Alex, me and Ira wanna forward you an opportunity to hear and see our little excursion, which is dedicated to the most attractive and interesting sculptures and monuments of Klaipėda. Let us start.
Now we are in the heart of the city.
You can see a theater square and the drama theater behind us.
There's a sculpture of Anne from Starому in the fountain in the middle of the square. The monument is dedicated to Simon Dag, a German poet who was born in Klaipėda and studied at Königsberg University.
Anne was the girl that the poet fell in love with at first sight. However, she was engaged to another man. Simon Dag dedicated a poem to her and called it Anne from Starому, which is still very popular in Germany, Austria and Switzerland.
The fountain with the sculpture of the girl and the bas-relief of the poet were created in 1912 by the sculptor from Berlin, Alfred Kuhn. During World War II, the sculpture disappeared. It was reconstructed in 1990 on the initiative of the city inhabitants and immigrants.
The building behind the sculpture is a drama theater, as I said. Since the 18th century, the theater has played an important role in the cultural life of Klaipėda. This building was reconstructed in 19th century in neoclassic style. The Klaipėda coat of armor is on the facades of the building.
will ask where is it and how we can feel it. Look at this sculpture. It's called Childhood's Dream. A sculpture designed a little boy with a dog waving his hat emerged on the terminal in the summer of 2007. Sculpture mission is direct to meet and see all of the cruise ships which call in the terminal, and also delight those walking that way. In one word, nobody shall leave the terminal without escort. Furthermore, it symbolizes the dreams of a young boy who thinks only about sailing and sea.
What about winds? As we have told, Klaipėda is a town of winds. Here you can see and touch the wind. In 2007, during the International Outdoor Exhibition of Blacksmiths, which took place in the Klaipėda Castle Museum, international team consisting of professional blacksmiths from Canada, Latvia, Czech Republic and Lithuania created this, over 3 meters in height sculpture, which consists of works created during this exhibition. The sculpture is based on the motto, everything can be created from iron, nails, sea and even winds.
If you have not heard yet about the mystical ghost which was mentioned in an old manuscript, you will now. If you have not seen the horrendous, grotesque figure yet, you will. .4 meters in height, the sculpture holds its own secret. Everyone who comes near the frightful sculpture will be greeted. According to the legend, in 1595, one of the Klaipėda castle guard, Hans von Hedy, saw a supernatural ghost. Ungodly visitor warned the guard that the city's supplies of grain and timber may be insufficient, and just like it appeared, it vanished.
You will ask, what dragon and Klaipėda have in common? I'll try to answer. A steel sculpture dragon was created appealing to one of the legends retelling emergence of Klaipėda. One of them tells of two brothers who went out to find a new suitable place to found a city. One of the brothers chose a longer way, but unfortunately died. Later, upon finding a corpse and a humongous imprint of a foot, look here. This foot. The first brother established a city and named it in honor of his dead king. The dragon, according to the author of the sculpture, Vytautas Karčiauskas, symbolizes the connection between earth and sky, fire and water. 145 kilos weight or 3-meter long dragon hangs on the wall not without reason, but fulfills the function of a rain pipe. During rain, one may admire water splashing out of the jaws of the dragon.
Just near the entrance to the old town stands a massive sculpture of a woman called Neringa. Sculpture depicts a humongous woman holding two sailboats, a tribute to the long-living sailing traditions in the region of Klaipeda. Looking from the ground up, the effect of massiveness and size is achieved not through the size, but through the intense material, as well as contrast between the woman and sailboat. The face of Neringa is regular. It symbolizes weather of the region, which is just as harsh at times. Around the sculpture, steps and pavement gives the impression of dunes or stormy sea. Sculptor Matulaite and architect Buvidas created this meaningful work of art.
According to the Guinean and the Britskis, in 1707 the Friedrichsburgs received the name of Friedrich flag and coat of armor, which depicted a half-naked man leaning against an anchor, whose head is decorated by a crown made of leaves from an oak tree. The flag had two letters inscribed above a crown. The symbols of a wild man and woman are quite old and were used by Celts, Baltic tribes, Franks, Romans and even Greeks. The Cathedral of Milan also holds such symbols. Klaipėda also has such a sculpture, which is a reminiscent of old times, when Klaipėda belonged to the Prussians. It is located near the entrance to the Friedrich courtyards.
Claudius Pudimas' bronze sculpture decorated a crossroad of Tiltu and Turgau streets. In Old Town Post, you can leave letters with useful, interesting ideas, suggestions or wishes. This post is not real. Letters will come only to members of Businessmen Union. Still, it is considered that this sculpture can be useful to get to know the mood of citizens and to hear their estimations. This new sculpture, Old Town Post, not only a decorative essence, but also a functional tool. It is expected that Klaipėda citizens will like the sculpture, and not only young, but also older people will make their dates here.
Love to the loveless shore, and it goes on.
If one shall touch at least a button of the chimney-sweep on the New Year's morning, luck will accompany you through the whole year. The Klaipėda-like 2.3-meter high bronze chimney-sweep found his place on the edge of the house, hence there is no chance to reach him, nor his button. However, Klaipėda city men believe they shall be more fortunate from now on. This luck will be enough for you too.
And I'm not gonna take it back. And I'm not gonna say I don't mean that. You're the target that I'm aiming at, and I get that message home. My song is love. My song is love unknown. And I'm on fire.
2009 were a very important year to every Lithuanian, and Klaipėda celebrated the 1000th year of Lithuanian name by presenting a magnificent sculpture of a Grand Duke Vytautas Didysis riding a horse on a sphere. The sculpture is made of granite and bronze. The 4-meter column holds the Duke, who is facing the river Dania. The horse is facing Biržos Bridge. The whole sculpture is parallel to Tiltų Street. On the column one can find an inscribed text in Lithuanian and Latin, which states the occasion on which the sculpture was built. It was funded by patriots of Klaipėda, and Klaipėda Region's Fund of Monument Support Chairman Valentinas Gaičiūnas.
Money, 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 must be funny in the rich man's world. Money, 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 always sunny in the rich man's world.
As the ABBA band sang "Money, Money, Money." According to the sculpture author Irina Shulak, in this house, which was built in 1916 year, was opened the first saving cash register of the seaport. A bronze basket was made on the basis of exhibitions in Minor Lithuania History Museum. These coins are different, various sizes, countries and periods. Also, there are some with the symbolism of Klaipėda. This variety represents the fact that Klaipėda, a seaport where money comes received from a trade with foreign countries. So, this money is mine.
My song is love unknown, and I've got to get that.
Now we are near the Grand Monument Arku. It's a small public garden near the Biržos Bridge. It was introduced in the beginning of August. The monument is dedicated to the commemoration of the 85th anniversary of Tilžė Act and the 80th anniversary of the joining of Klaipėda region with Lithuania. The construction weighs 150 tons and is 8.5 meters high, and is one of the biggest granite monuments in Lithuania. The smaller red granite column is a symbol of Lithuania Minor, and its cultural background, whereas the larger grey column is a symbol of Lithuania Major. On the monument, there's a quote from Simonaitė. We are one nation, one land, one Lithuania. The upper, as if separated, part of the monument symbolizes Kaliningrad region, which now belongs to the Russian Federation.
of the former city hall, in the small square near Dani River, stands the sculpture Fisherman. This sculpture is one of the presents to the city by the Sea Festival, when this festival started to be acknowledged during the extraordinary cultural events, to be monumented in sculpture. Fisherman was presented to the city 35 years ago, during the celebration of 37th Sea Festival.
Old Town Cat, or you can call it a cat with a gentleman face, started to live in Klaipėda's Old Town from 1979. Sculpture from granite and bronze chose place for its home, the Blacksmith Street. Sculpture of a cat is one of many Klaipėda's miraculous Old Town inhabitants. Also, it's being said that sculpture is magical. Rub his tail and your secret wishes will come true.
In front of Jazz Club Kurpei in Klaipėda Old Town, a sculpture of a little mouse was built recently. It is not a simple mouse. A modest 17 cm high creation made out of bronze and stone, on the opinion of the authors, is magic. A minor sculpture is surrounded by a bronze band with spells. Convert your ideas into words. Words will become magic. One may only whisper into the ear of the thaumaturgy, and good will going to become true.
Into smithereens, be a bright red rose, come bursting the concrete. Be a cartoon heart. Light a fire spark, light a fire flame in my heart. We'll run wild, we'll be glowing in the dark.
If you pass by Lithuania Square, you should stop by the monument to Martynas Mažvydas. Martynas Mažvydas was the author and publisher of the first Lithuanian book, a collection of religious songs called Catechism. It was the book in which Lithuanian alphabet appeared for the first time. The monument portrays Martynas Mažvydas holding the catechism and looking at the nearby stone benches, which are the symbol of school. The monument was erected in 1997 to celebrate the 450th anniversary of the publishing of the first Lithuanian book.
Oh, brother, I can't get through. I've been trying hard to reach you.
Come to Klaipėda, it's really good. Fucking good. Come to make party.
Klaipėda ist die schönste Stadt zum Reisen.
Wow!
I'm Johannes Wildner from Austria. I'm a musician, so as Simon Dach was. I'm the first time in Klaipėda, and unfortunately I know nothing about Klaipėda, nothing about Dach. This is what I'm ashamed about. But Klaipėda has a special feeling for me. Also, this place, also the monument, also the theater. It brings me to an enormous attempt to fill things into my soul, into my brains, what I do not know now. There are so many things in Klaipėda, so many things in Lithuania, and so many things all over the countries around the Baltic Sea, what I do not know coming from Vienna, what actually is a city of music, and everybody calls that the city of music. And I'm a musician myself, so I have an enormous feeling of learning about Klaipėda, about Lithuania, about music in Lithuania in historic times, about music in Lithuania recent times. And so Klaipėda gives me an enormous kick to study more, to learn about Europe, about this part of Europe, about Lithuania.
Гладь. Ты улыбайся, Саня, смотри на меня.
Amerikano?
Taip,
Ai, apie teroristų.
taip. Apie Klaipėdą ką galit pasakyti?
Jėga.
Gerai. Куда ты залезла? Вылезай давай.
Ką?
Galim pavaišinti jums stolom.
Не, nereikia, mes, ну... Резко разворачивайся и показывай люкс. Саня.
Italiano, amigo.
I'm proud.
Kaip?
Only English. Так. Дальше что? И куда заканчивать?
Музычка вся.
Дубль 3.
Так, да ёбаный. Подожди, дай я вот так опять на себя поверну.
Good.
Good.
Yes, time is you. Very, very good.
Окей.
Смешно.
3. A sculpture designed a little boy with a dog waving with his hat emerged on the terminal. Еще раз.
Dolby Digital Stereo Creator.
낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자.
No problem.
Dankeschön.
No.
Barbara Streisand. Barbara Streisand.